Hi guys, happy Thursday. It's Thursday. Woohoo! That means tomorrow's Friday. That means it's weigh-in, and I always look forward to weigh-in. Do you have your water? And I'm also still working on coffee. I've already been out and about, and now I'm back, and I want to talk about something, and I'm not sure how to get it out there, so I'm going to just do my best. If you have some pressing engagements, I'm not going to be doing this quickly because I want it to make sense. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? I'm going to try to get a message across without sounding like I'm whining, because I hate whining. I don't like tuning in and hearing other people complain about their life and things that bother them, and I don't ever want you to tune in to that with me. But I need to tell you a couple of my life's goings-ons to get my point across. You know, I've noticed that a lot of us are just kind of floundering right now. We're out there in the sea, just kind of treading water, doing the best that we can. And you know what, that's okay. As long as we're doing, as long as we know what to expect with what we're doing, I think that we're okay. This is what I'm trying to get across. Okay, let's see, how can you do this? I have a really stressful life. I have an 8-year-old who lives with me who would prefer not to live with me. He'd prefer to live with his dad and doesn't understand why he can't live with his dad but has to live with me. But that's life. And I love that 8-year-old so very much. You all know that. I have 2 other grandchildren I have yet to meet, which weighs on my mind all the time. I now have the issues with my folks. I worry about them constantly. This is all to say that we all have stuff in our lives. It always seems like the grass is greener, but I don't believe that to be true, because you know what? With everything that's going on in my life, my grass is pretty green. I've got some pretty terrific stuff going on. And I think that when I started Weight Watchers, I started it for me. I felt as though my whole life was taking care of Oliver, taking care of Steve. Back then, not my folks, but now my folks are, you know, in the picture. And there really wasn't much going on for Anita. I give it out, and that's what I do. I love doing it. I've got lots to give. I got lots of love to give. But we don't always get so much in return. And I think even if we were to look back at our mothers and our grandmothers, it was the same way. And that's kind of how the cookie crumbles, or the rock rolls, or however you want to put it. So when I started Weight Watchers, I did it for me. I did it because that was the only thing I had control over that was for me and me only. Oliver has nothing to do with my weight loss program. Steve has nothing to do with my weight loss program. My parents have nothing to do with my weight loss program. My weight loss program is mine, and mine only. And I get excited about that, because when I'm feeling like everything I'm doing today, or everything I did yesterday, or everything that's coming up in the next couple days is for somebody else. You got a half hour, I got to tell you all sorts of stuff I've got coming up for other people. But my weight loss isn't for other people. And everything I do as far as my weight loss, and that means getting the foods that I need, planning the foods that I want, taking my walks, all of that is for me and me alone, and it makes me happy, and I don't look at it as a burden. And I want to try to see if I can't help some of you guys feel the same way. I've noticed in a few of my messages, you know what, we're not alone at the Patty Whack party. All of us have a sense of that we've, you know, kind of dropped the ball a little bit along the way. It's the end of the year. It's, you know, I've kind of, the weather's cooling off. I'm kind of eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating, or more. We kind of get down at this time of year. People have, I can't remember the exact name, but the seasonal depression, you know, maybe moving on a few folks. And I want to see if there's any way I could help anybody in turning that around. We are all here to do this together. And here at the Paddywhack Party, we have just like the greatest group of people. The greatest group of people. And I don't want any of you to ever feel like you're out there floundering by yourself, because you're not, because you have me and you have everybody else in this community. Think of what you're doing for yourself. When you're feeling overwhelmed with the holidays approaching and everything that you have to do for everybody else, take your weight loss program and embrace it, and remember, it's yours and yours alone. Nobody else has any say-so in your weight loss program. Unless you allow them to, and then that's a whole different Oprah, isn't it? Mine is mine, and I love it, and it's great. And when I get up in the morning and I go for my walks and I'm by myself, and then especially in this weather is just so wonderful. Or when I go to Trader Joe's, I go to the market and I'm picking stuff out that's just for me and nobody else. It just gives you that feeling of, okay, nobody can interrupt this unless we let them, right? It's ours, it's our own. Am I even making any sense to anybody? Because I want you to try to look at it the same way. As far as keeping it simple, keep it simple and keep it yours. If you haven't already made it yours, if you've been doing this for 3 years, 3 months, or 3 days, and you haven't embraced this whole thing as your own, I encourage you to do it now. And I don't like the word encourage. I know, I'm just like, I'm the salmon that swims downstream. I do not like doing what everybody else does. I just don't. And I don't like cheerleaders. I am not a cheerleader, and it's a horrible thing to say, but I can't stand cheerleaders. If I'm feeling a certain way about somebody, somebody comes in and says, give me, give it a day, I'll give them a boom is what I'm going to give them. Just let me have my feelings. I'll get over them. You know, if I'm not particularly feeling the Weight Watchers today, I don't need you in my face going, oh, but blah, 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 blah. I'll get over it. I didn't lose 50 pounds by hating Weight Watchers. But there are going to be days when it's not on the top of my wonderfulness list. Right now, I am struggling with the fact that I have noticed so many people, and I'm not, you know, I'm here on the YouTube, as the kids like to say. When I'm speaking on YouTube, and when I make references to people saying and doing things, I don't mean just here on YouTube. I mean, you know, here in Simi Valley and in real life and everything. So many people are saying, oh, forget the scale. It's just all about feeling good. As long as I feel good. Okay, that's great. We should all feel good. We should be well. We should be healthy. Absolutely. But I, for one, don't want to forget about the scale. And I feel as though with this whole WW Wellness Wednesdays, what is it? Wellness weights, what's wellness? What? That's what WW stands for me. What? Why all of a sudden is there a black cloud looming over those of us who actually want to see a difference in the scale? Because I do. I want to see a difference in the scale. That's why I'm doing that. Page it was, but one of their leaders was involved in an article, and the leader said, you know, if I wanted to do yoga, I'd go to yoga. If I wanted to meditate, I'd meditate. And I couldn't agree more. Now, luckily, at my meeting, nothing seems to be changing drastically, except for, of course, the posters, and there's no food. And the other thing that I'm not thrilled about is I'm not seeing any mature people anywhere in the program. It's still early. I'm going to give them a little more time. But I'd like to see a few gray hairs. I'd like to see some wrinkles. I'd like to see some older folks representing the what? I was going to stay positive in this video about what? But, you know, it's just, these are my thoughts, and I need to get them out there. And I'm wondering if anybody else agrees with me. But I am still looking at the scale. And there's nothing wrong with looking at the scale. And then on the other hand, I have people who are saying, you know, I'm a Christian gal, and I'm not liking the Weight Watchers because I don't practice yoga, and I don't practice all this new age stuff. Well, last I checked, they weren't telling us that we had to do yoga or new age stuff. And then we have the people who are bent out of shape because there's no charms. There is charms. They're still giving out charms. there's still charms. And I like the charms too. I think getting rid of the Bravo stickers was a huge mistake. I loved Bravo stickers. I don't know anybody of any age. Kindergartners are not the only people who like gold shiny stars next to their name. This video is all over the place because my thoughts are all over the place. I have a lot going on in my life. But I am not going to let go of my weight loss and my program that makes me happy because of all the stuff going on in my life. It keeps me centered. Now, see, if I didn't have this program to focus on and keep me centered and keep me happy, I wouldn't be able to help Oliver. I wouldn't be able to help Steve. I wouldn't be able to help my parents and whatever else is up the road for me as far as stress. Embrace your program. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. You know, it's so easy. You know, I watch some of the younger gals on YouTube and they are just so gung-ho, and it's fabulous. I'm gung-ho too, but I'm gung-ho in a different way. I'm not a meal prepper because I'm lucky enough to stay at home. I don't have to prep my meals. And it's like everybody's got their planners and oh my goodness, right down to the how many squares of toilet paper they're going to use. And I watch them and then I start thinking down about myself like, oh, am I not planning well enough? Am I using too many squares of toilet paper? Should I have, you know? And then no. Everybody's program is different, and that's the beauty of it. It's different. Mine is totally different from yours, and yours is totally different from Cindy's. They're all different. But as long as we're successful, we're happy, we're feeling good, and for those of us who do want to see a change on the scale, it's all good. It's all happy. Anything that's changing about the what that you don't like, talk to your leader about it. Instead of getting all our panties in a bunch, and I'm putting this on myself too, because there's plenty of stuff that I'm not a fan of. The truth of the matter is, folks, that if you quit Weight Watchers if you cut your nose off to spite your face, the WW, they don't care. They have plenty of other people paying to go to the meetings and the workshops. And when I hear workshop, I keep thinking of Santa's workshop with elves. Am I going to go make toys at the next workshop? No, we're going to talk about weight loss because my meeting hasn't changed. Has your meeting changed? Sure, there's lots of stuff out there that we're reading about that they're going to change. But you know what? Until it happens, everybody just relax a little. Unless, of course, you don't want to. And I think for those of us of a certain age, it may be even a little bit harder. Change is not always welcome. I don't like it. I hate change. I hate it. I do. But you know what? My weight loss program is mine and only mine. And I'm going to keep it until something happens that I really don't like. And then I'll see what happens. But don't make any rash decisions. You know, I don't think Weight Watchers is out to insult Christians or anybody else for that matter, except for the mature people. I think they're out there to insult us. I don't know. I just wanted to talk, and that's what I'm doing. Focus on it as it being yours and only yours, and it gives you it gives you a better feeling about things. It does me anyways. I don't know. Is that something to be said about how I am, how I think? It's mine, all mine, and you can't touch it. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Nobody else can touch it, right? But as far as anybody out there who's feeling lost or, you know, the change of the season and whatever, don't give up. Don't give up, and don't give yourself a hard time, because we're all here. We're all doing it together. And it's fun, and I love having you guys to do this with. I don't want anybody to throw in the towel and be overwhelmed like sometimes I get when I see some of the younger YouTubers. I get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. I'm not counting how many seeds are on my sesame seed bun, and I'm not counting this, and I'm not counting that, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to stay doing the program the way I've done it since the day I started doing it. And if something goes drastically wrong, well, then I'll address those situations then. But for now, just stay cool, man. I just don't want anybody splitting, and I don't want anybody feeling bad about themselves. It's the end of the year. 16 minutes of nothing. Should I post it? Should I not post it? Tomorrow's weigh-in. I think I will post it, and then I'll let you know how I do at weigh-in tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. It's your program. Embrace it. Okay, you can go now. Class is dismissed. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll make my bed.